Have you ever stopped to think that the Avengers might just be the world's most expensive daycare for adults with god complexes? Yeah, they're all about saving the world, but these people can't even stay in the same room without throwing a tantrum. Sure, they might be great at fighting aliens and saving Earth, but honestly, if there was a superhero therapist, they'd all be booked up for life. Now, before we jump into the breakdown of the most dysfunctional superhero squad, a quick reminder, I'm going to throw in 3 random words during this video. First come, first served. The first 3 people to comment the correct words will win, but there's a twist. You can only win 1 word. So pay attention. Let's kick things off with the obvious. Tony Stark. Oh, Tony. The man, the myth, the walking ego. The so-called billionaire, philanthropist, genius inventor. Right? That's the narrative they sold us. What they didn't tell you is that this guy is saving the world for the ultimate reason, validation. Every suit he builds, every weapon he invents, every sarcastic remark. It's just Tony shouting, "Look at me. I'm the best." Seriously, if there were a Super Bowl of egos, Tony would be wearing the MVP jacket every time. And let's be real here, he didn't die in Endgame for noble reasons. Nope. He died to cement his place as the ultimate martyr. Genius, right? I'll save the world by dying in the most dramatic way possible. Let's make history. And what better way to do that than by making sure his daughter has a perfect future while everyone around him sobs over his glorious self-sacrifice. Yeah, Tony, you're a hero but with a side of narcissism. By the way, the first secret word is Stark. Remember, if you catch it, you're in the running. But remember, you can only win 1 word. Moving on, let's talk about Thor, the literal god of thunder. This guy's life is a comedy of errors wrapped in a cape. Here's the thing. Thor's power level is higher than any mortal could comprehend, but he spends most of his time crying about personal issues. Really? You've got control over lightning, superhuman strength, and a hammer that could make a mountain bow down to you. And yet you're still whining about your daddy issues? Oh, and let's not forget the amount of screen time he spends working on his hair and getting drunk. Thor is basically the godly equivalent of your buddy who still lives with his parents and blames them for everything. And yet, despite his flaws, Thor is so convinced he's the most important person on Earth that he shows up in Ragnarok with an existential crisis, when he should have been saving his homeworld. But hey, no worries. He figured out how to fix his hair in the middle of a battle. Real hero material. Now let's introduce the second secret word, Thor. Keep track, because you're going to want to be the first to comment. Only 1 word counts per winner. Next up is Captain America. Steve Rogers. The perfect soldier with the perfect moral compass. Except, wait a second. This guy can't handle the modern world. He's like that grandpa who keeps talking about the good old days and refuses to use a smartphone. Steve doesn't want to train the new generation. He doesn't want to be a leader. He just wants to tell people how to be good while ignoring the fact that he's stuck in the 1940s. The man can't even get over his personal issues, looking at you, Bucky, so he tries to impose his outdated ideals on everyone else. Yes, Steve, we get it. You've been frozen for decades, but not everything has to be about you and your old-fashioned values. All right, but we're not done yet. The third secret word is fury. If you've been paying attention, you know it's coming up. Get ready to drop your comment as fast as you can. Now, let's talk about the Hulk. Bruce Banner. You know, the smartest man in the room? Yeah, the guy who can invent groundbreaking science but somehow can't control a giant rage monster that destroys everything in its path. Imagine being that brilliant, but still being so incapable of managing your own emotions that you turn into a toddler in green tights every time you get angry. You'd think someone that smart would have figured out anger management by now, but nope. Hulk still smashes. And in Endgame, Hulk is just out there doing his dab for the kids and making cringy jokes like he's been on a reality show for too long. Like, what happened to being a brooding, complex character? Now, Hulk's out here trying to be the cool uncle at the barbecue. The guy who's been saving the world for decades but somehow thinks dabbing is an acceptable social move. And let's not forget Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff is the actual unsung hero of this team. But no one gives her enough credit because she's stuck babysitting grown men who can't seem to keep it together. She's the glue holding this entire wreck of a team together. But hey, while she's out there taking care of business, no one's asking her how she feels. Black Widow is out here solving everyone's issues while her own personal life is falling apart. If anyone deserves a break, it's her. Finally, we've got Hawkeye. Clint Barton. The guy who's got absolutely no business being on a team full of superpowered beings. He's just good with a bow and arrow. And look, archery is great and all, but when the world is being attacked by aliens, you probably want someone who can stop time or manipulate reality, right? But no, Clint's out here showing off his cool trick shots. Just imagine you're in the middle of an alien invasion, and the guy beside you is pulling off archery tricks like you're at a circus. Bravo, Clint. Bravo. All right, now that we've gone through all that, remember those secret words? Here's the breakdown. The first word was Stark, the second was Thor, and the third, Fury. Make sure you comment the word you caught first. But remember, you can only win one word. The first commenter to catch the word will get the reward. So there you have it. The Avengers are, at their core, a bunch of dysfunctional heroes trying to save the world while dealing with their emotional baggage, egos, and personal demons. In the end, they teach us that you don't have to be perfect to do great things. Sometimes you just need to show up and do your best, no matter how messy you are.